All right, good evening. Let's dispense with the formal intro, and
Decision based on anything I say in these
jump
videos.
right into it.
That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out. See what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing that data. Like I tell every day, the day they release
We'll check the barometer.
and it gives a false narrative to the market, so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, I did a video about, I guess a month ago, 3 weeks ago, not entirely sure. But in that video, I said that is this AMC, good morning, is this AMC gonna be Antara number 2? Or Antara 2.0 was my exact words. Antara 2.0. And I'm gonna tell you something, I believe this is Antara 2.0. And here's why. Here's why this is Antara 2.0. First of all, it was first released that they made $448 million off the sale of the 40 million shares. Now, Adam Aaron released yesterday that they only made $325 million. First of all, that's a discrepancy of 123 million. I would like to see who bought those 40 million shares and see where that money went.
You'll never see that. But what did he say?
Of the sale of the... It was first released that they made 448.
Okay, I'm going to look into this.
Of the sale of the 40 million shares. Now, Adam Aaron released yesterday that they only made 325 million. First of all, that's a discrepancy of 123 million. I would like to see who bought those 40 million shares and see where that money went. See if 325 million went to AMC and where the other 128 million went. I mean, when they first announced that 4K, you don't think they already had a buyer lined up at a set price? And that 325 million is just so perfect. That price is just so perfect. It leads me to believe that that price was already negotiated before the 4K was even filed. So it wasn't sold at market price. It was sold at a prearranged price. And who knows if it was really that 1121 and 102.
Okay, so I think I may have found it, possibly, what he's referring to. So this is just one source that I found it on, and this is from Monday, last Monday. Shoot, when did the offering go through? I forget exactly what day it was, but anyway, this is Monday. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, 448 though. Okay, despite the 40 million new shares issued by AMC at a market price of $11.21 per share immediately secures $448 million in cash for the company. AMC still has the potential to issue another 350 million new shares, though likely at a lower price. Is this by Bernard Zamboni? Oh, of course it is. The company aims to stave off by using share sales to pay off debts. Just going through the history. Filed with plans to sell. Move was allowable. Although shareholders are expecting dilution, this upshot from this news, particularly bearish. Okay, right. the 40 million new shares issued by AMC at a market price of $11.21 per share. I don't think that I don't think that this author had documented proof of the sale. Doesn't really read like they're giving that. They're saying maybe this is meant to be speculatively. Hey, if they issued 40 million shares at 11.21, it would be this. That's what I'm picking up here. That's exactly what I'm picking up. But it's a poorly written article. That's for sure. I don't know. Let's see. Set up for shorts. That's from May. That's from 2021. Yeah, I kind of need it to have 448 million in there. I suppose that that's really the only one. So it's from an article on thestreet.com, a low quality bullshit article. And I don't believe that AMC reported anything on that. So anyway,
$23 million just disappeared off the coffers. Okay, $123 million just disappeared off the coffers. I would like to see who bought those 40 million shares and how that money was distributed. I would like to see their bank records, their wire.
Yeah, I mean, why even go any farther on that one?
Gives a false narrative of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, AMC paid off their bonds. So,
oh, really?
One of the bonds
they paid off their bonds. Did you guys hear that? AMC paid off their bonds.
Had a stipulation in it that until the bond is paid off, AMC couldn't pay any dividends. So people are asking me, Donahue, now that AMC's bond is paid off, can AMC pay dividends? And what do I think about that? Some people think that this is going to cause the short squeeze. Now, this is my opinion. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell any AMC bonds. This is just my opinion on the matter. Okay? First of all, AMC can pay dividends now. That is absolutely correct based on everything I've read. AMC can pay dividends now. But what do you think is going to happen to the billions of counterfeit shares? You think that the shorters are going to just start closing out these counterfeit shares? No, because it's going to get too expensive. They're just going to give the brokers and whoever else has the share, they're just going to pay the dividend out of their pocket. Let's say the dividend is $1. When they rather pay the $1 dividend, then see AMC go to $1,000 with them buying back the stock?
What?
Of course they would. It makes no sense for them to close out their position. It makes more sense for them to dig into their pockets and pay $1 billion worth of dividends. And it's probably more than that. It's probably more than that because I believe there's billions of counterfeit AMC shares out there. They would rather pay the $1 billion than to let AMC run. Because if AMC run, they go
Jesus
bankrupt.
Christ.
They go bankrupt. I mean, there's no other way around it.
If they let AMC run, AMC goes bankrupt. Okay, that's...
It's not financial advice, not legal advice for anyone saying these videos. Button all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out, see them thinking, see them analyzing that data.
No seatbelt. Oh, that's smart.
Release us as false. Somebody gives a false narrative of the market. We can make bad trading decisions. Listen, AMC finished green today. Even with all the fraud, the corruption, the dog pool abuse, the counterfeit shares, it still finished green. And I consider that to be a very positive catalyst for the stock. But here's the thing.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Well, I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC, but this is something that I consider to be very, very important. Adam Aaron said he sold 40 million shares at $8.14.
Yeah.
Today, we ended the day at what, $8.36? So after he introduced 40 million shares to the float, the price went up. What does that tell you? I tell you what it tells me.
What?
It price ended. Adam Aaron said he sold 40 million shares at $8.14. Today, we ended the day at what, $8.36? So after he introduced 40 million shares to the float, the price went up. What does that tell you? I tell you what it tells me. It tells me that they created billions of counterfeit shares.
Well, they said that they completed it. Completed its at-the-money equity offering, raising approximately $325 million. The company announced late Wednesday, and it's currently late Friday. So late Wednesday is when it was announced that the equity offering was closed. 2 days later, we have Donahue George saying, well, look, he issued 40 million shares and the price went down. They announced that they finished the fucking offering on Wednesday. Today's Friday. There were 2 full trading days after the offering was finished. What is the big deal here? I mean, Jesus.
And they are still in trouble. They are still stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they got nowhere to turn, and they still haven't covered their short positions.
They still haven't covered their short positions. They still haven't. Wow. Why wouldn't they?
First split, that would be 400 million. He added technically 400 million shares.
No,
to the
it's
AMC
not technically. Float. Technically, it's not 400 million shares. Technically, it's 40 million shares. Okay? Technically, it's 40 fucking million shares. That's what the filing says. That's what the company says. That's what the float says. It's not technically 400 fucking million. And really, people are doing themselves a disservice by referring to the old float numbers, because there's also a combination that happened. So it's not the fucking same. That stock was, when the float was 400 million, 500 million, whatever, there was a different valuation on the company. It was a totally different equity structure. You're in a different equity structure now. Refer to what it currently is, not what it once was. I mean, if they can't do that, I mean, you know, let's refer to it as what it is. Can we? Can we just refer to it as what it is, please? Thank you.
And the price went up. That means they have billions of counterfeit AMC shares out there that they have to cover. So I'm just going to continue holding. I'm going to buy my leaps. And
leap into bankruptcy.
I will be in this play for a while. Okay? Until they start covering, until I believe they start covering, until I see them covering, I'm going to still stay in the AMC play. Anyway, please, Lisa.
Well, you need to put your glasses on, Don, because you can see them covering every day. Every day. In fact, let's see what the Ortex shill has for us today. Look at this guy. What a guy. What a freaking guy here. Ortex guy here. Current mood. 1 by 1, the hedgies fall, and we don't have to do anything at all. Wow. If I were running a cult, or had aspirations to run a cult, I would definitely include the detail of we're defeating the enemy by doing nothing. I mean, that's empowering, isn't it? Men's Warehouse finest. with no seatbelt. I love it. So short interest, let's see. Oh God. Live short interest of free float today for the closing, supposedly the closing bell update. 12.36%. Yeah. You got to squeeze on the horizon. Wow. Okay. Cost to borrow, 3.89%. Wow. And look at this. Look at all these counterfeit shares they printed. 5 million. Somebody printed 5 million shares this morning. Or 2 days ago, there was significant covering, and they settled today. Oh, and look exactly what we have here. Oh, look at this. So perfectly with a bow and everything. This is from 2 days ago. This is from the 14th. I'm sorry. Is it the 14th we want? No, we want... Wait. 9/16. No, today was the 15th. This fucking guy, he can't even put the right date. Look at this. 9/15 opening bell, 9/16 closing bell. Yeah, it's not Saturday, so we actually need a 13th right here. This one. I thought something was odd with that. Oh, well, we got 3.66 million returned on here. On that day. Not much happened in the morning. 12th. You had 3 million. So those 2 days you had over about 7. So yeah. Put your glasses on.
Do you think they
go see Stock and Crypto Creep? He'll get you some glasses. He's an optician. Apes don't come here. They're ashamed. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Tony the Tiger Tenko. I like that.
Of counterfeit shares, because if they didn't, the price would have went down after Adam Aaron introduced 40 million or post-split 400 million new AMC shares.
I mean, listen to this, though. This is so ignorant.
I'm going to still stay in the AMC for a while. Okay?
He's going to be able to play for a while.
Covering, until I believe they start covering, until I see them covering, I'm going to still stay in the AMC play. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think they created billions of counterfeit shares? Because if they didn't, the price would have went down after Adam Aaron introduced 40 million or post-split 400 million new AMC shares. Anyway, have a great day, God.
That doesn't even make sense. He's saying the price should have gone down because they sold 40 million shares. But I mean, I can't help but, recall, where is it? Now, he's already addressed this, but he was saying the opposite thing. Here, where is it? Right here, this one. Like he's so proud of this analogy too.
This is not financial advice.
Shut up.
Listen, everybody keeps screaming about the dilution. They keep screaming
Here
about
it is.
40 million shares, and they think because the bad actors, the criminals, are pushing the price down, it is because of the dilution. No. And I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC. What I'm telling you is that 40 million shares that Adam Aaron is going to sell probably to Antara doesn't really make that much difference. If he let them push it down before he sells, that'll be less money to pay off debt. I'm not sure if that's his...
I mean, how does Adam Aaron let them push it down? I don't really understand that. But apparently the CEO controls the stock price, I guess.
Gold, I don't know. What I'm telling you is this. based on everything I'm seeing, based on their reaction, not what they say, what they do, based on their reaction, since they got 90% of their shares disappeared for free.
There we go again with that ignorant statement. 90% of their shares disappeared for free. I mean, does this motherfucker not even understand equity? He doesn't understand equity. Because, you know, just like long position equity did not change, short position equity did not change. It did not change. It did not change anything about anybody's position as a function of a reverse split. It does not change the position. Number of shares changes. Value of the shares changes. But the multiplied product of those two numbers stays the same. I don't know how much simpler it can get. And he's got this smirk on his face like he, you know, remember that they got 90% of their position eliminated for free. Wow, what a deal. What a deal. They just wiped it out. Doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even fucking make sense. Because if, as he believes, he says, that shorts have not covered their position, he says this, shorts have not covered their position. Covering a position in a short position is taking profits. So what he's saying is that they didn't take profits, but 90% of their shares went away. It doesn't make sense. It makes no fucking sense. He wants to have it every fucking which way to try somehow to keep the lowest common denominator here believing that somehow they haven't lost 90% of their investment. Now, that's the irony, right? The irony is the apes have lost 90% of their investment. Not the short sellers. Long positions. Motherfucker.
I'm seeing based on their reaction, not what they say, what they do, based on their reaction, since they got 90% of their shares disappeared for free. They are still stuck between a rock and a hard place.
This makes no sense.
Done. So 40 million shares means absolutely nothing when you got billions.
Here it is.
Billions of counterfeit shares that were printed. Like I told you on the previous videos, I believe all the market makers probably printed 4 or 5 times the float, and then I believe the brokers got in on it, where the brokers were just, when we buy the shares, they would just put it in our account because they expected AMC to go bankrupt or expected us to sell cheap.
That's not how it fucking works. It's so ignorant. It's so fucking dumb. That's not how it fucking works. Jesus Christ. Like, it's just garbage. Totally fucking garbage. Okay. Oh, look. Ryan Hodge is back.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, for those of you joining for the first time today. Guys, I just wanted to make a quick video. It is Friday. The weekend is coming. Tell you guys to go out there, have a good weekend, spend some time with your friends and family, and just get some rest and relaxation. Go see a movie, watch some football, do what you got to do.
Go see a movie, go relax.
Relax and enjoy yourselves this
weekend. You don't have to you don't have to do anything. We're winning. We're fighting the good fight. Enjoy your weekend. The way you can do the most productive thing on the weekend is to just not think about it.
So go out there, check one of those out, and then come home and watch your favorite football team or whatever it is that you do on the weekends. Guys, we finished the day green today when the rest of the market was red. That looks good for us just in our minds, right? Like, we know that these numbers are not where they need to be. We know that this is just it's another day and we're ready.
No, yeah, they're not where they need to be for you to make money. Yeah, that's true. You got a point there.
To keep rolling with what happens, but it's good to see that the market didn't drag us down with it, because in the past we've seen that when like looking at you know, what the S&P did today, the
negative
NASDAQ
beta,
both down over 1%. You know, NASDAQ
as
down
they
1.5%,
say, as the apes say,
and the Dow was down almost 1%. Usually, when that happens, we're down way more than that. All right, and that didn't happen today, and that's really good to see. Sentiment might be changing a little bit, or it just happened, right? The additional shares have now hit what are showing on the outstanding shares. If you're looking at Vortex, it's no longer 158 million, it's 198 million. So there are now the more shares in the market that we didn't see the decrease in that, and there will be more shares available to borrow initially. Looking at Stonko Tracker, it showed that there's like 5.7 million shares available to borrow. That's fine. All right. When you look up stuff about dilution online, it shows, you know, like a lot of what's talked about is that it decreases the shareholders' ownership of the company, right? Like we all understand that. We all know what that means. What it doesn't tell you when you Google or look up in wherever you look up what dilution is, it does not tell you what apes are doing. Okay, that is not built into Google's algorithm yet. Okay, we have not. We're getting there. We're getting to the point where they're going to start realizing this, that we're just going to buy those shares up. We're going to buy shares. We're going to continue to buy them, and it's not going to affect our ownership in the company as far as a percentage standpoint.
Nor will it affect the price.
Because apes buy and hold. Okay, we know that. We've been doing it for a long time. We're going to continue to do it. We are now just going to be able to have more shares. Okay. Somebody asked me a question in the comments about.
Well, that's an interesting take on it. We just buy and hold, and what's it? The end result? We're just going to have more shares. So, you know, whatever, man. Okay, roll with it.
And causing a short squeeze. You're never going to find anything online that says the 2 and 2 that one will cause, that dilution will cause a short squeeze. But what I can tell you from me just doing research and looking things up,
right.
One of the ways that that dilution could help a short squeeze is to create liquidity in that specific stock, right? Up until just recently, guys, we've been at 100% utilization, okay? Meaning that the shares are not there to be traded as fluently as they are like now, okay?
What?
In order for the squeeze to happen,
fluently, I don't know what he's. I don't know. Let's see here. I'm trying to see here. Okay.
And somebody's going to have to start selling shares, and it would be better if they were real shares instead of just institutions selling back and forth to make it look like it's going up slowly. They're going to turn instead of their ladder attacks bringing it down, it's going to slowly bring it up, right? Well, if there's some additional new shares on the market, it could cause that liquidity where shares are going to be able to be traded back and forth more easily, slowly bringing that price up. Okay, obviously the price needs to start going up for the squeeze to happen. But
obviously,
when that price starts going up, because these extra shares are on the market and we're going to buy them, and that will innately bring the price up, you know, slowly. And at some point it's going to happen where it's going to be big.
Oh.
We're waiting for that first small.
That's fantastic. I mean, that's a best explanation. Best explanation.
When that price starts going up,
here we go.
The price needs to start going up for the squeeze to happen. But when that price starts going up, because these extra shares are on the market and we're going to buy them, and that will innately bring the price up, you know, slowly. And at some point it's going to happen where it's going to.
Not the way you buy, not the quantity in which you buy.
Be big. We're waiting for that first small hedge fund to say, see you guys, I got to get out of here.
That's the Lou theory, the little d theory. Yeah, little devil theory. The minor D's. So starts with the little guys, and they get vaporized. Poof, remember? And then it rolls uphill. It rolls up.
They close their positions, and that takes it from this to this, right? And it makes that price start jumping faster and higher. Okay, and then it's a trickle.
Yes, of course, it's a trickle effect. Oh, yada yada yada. But I mean, we can't ignore we just can't ignore the fact that the data that we have, which according to Donnie is false, but the data that we have indicates that there are 24.5 million shares short. 24.5 million, 12.36% short interest. How is that going to have the effect that Mr. Hodge just indicated that it would have? I'm not seeing it, yo. Not seeing it. In fact, I'm going to do my best data zero impression. Check it. Check it. Volume today on AMC was 24 million. Now, it wasn't all buying. Oops. But 17 million of it was. And yeah. That's the impact that 17 million shares of buying on a random day has. Right there. 22 cents, 2.7%. And of course it depends on other factors, and you know, it would be different, you know, each time slightly because of investors' willingness to buy and sell at certain prices. So you can't really say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know what I mean? Little D's can't buy at 80 cents without causing Moass. Yeah, that would kick it off, wouldn't it? I mean, let's be real.
Where then more and more hedge funds are going to have to get out of the stock by
okay. So that's what. So it is saying, he's just saying that they're short. He's just explaining a short squeeze. Okay. Yeah, no. How about this guy? Stock and crypto creep.
Friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I'm talking about AMC stock. My call just closed in the money today. I made about 40.
Oh, ooh, 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 look at you. Plainest glasses I've ever seen him wear. Weird. Got some interesting board-related news for this guy. So, Jason, you might want to stick around and pay attention. We'll listen to you first, though.
40% on my call when I told you to buy it. I think it was maybe. Friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I'm talking about AMC stock. My call just closed in the money today. I made about 40% on my call when I told you to buy.
When he told us to buy, he told us to buy. He told you to buy.
My call just closed in the money today. I made about 40% on my call when I told you to buy it. I think it was maybe a week ago, and I made good money on that call. You still have opportunity to make money on AMC calls because we're going to continue to move to the upside. Or you could just cost average down on AMC. Let's take a look at the week.
Cost average down.
On the week for AMC, we had positive.
Always a winning strategy. Plenty of opportunity to make money on call options too, apparently. I'm liking the direct assertiveness here. That's what happens when you don't wear goofy glasses, I guess. But, well, that's not true.
5 million net inflows on the week. Okay, and the week prior, we had 11.5 million positive net inflows. So the previous 2 weeks, we had over $16 million positive net inflows. Although we had so many positive net inflows, this week we were up 16%, but last week we were down 45%. No reason for that, right? So we should continue to move to the upside. If we take a look at the professional indicators on AMC stock, right now we have 10 bullish and only 1 bearish on AMC stock.
Professional indicators.
You can buy calls right now and make money on those. You can buy AMC.
This is terrible. This is terrible. This is fucking terrible.
Shares and cost average down because, you know, if you think about it, we're at like 83 cents pre-split.
There it is again.
83 cents a share. Are you comfortable buying AMC stock at 83 cents a share? Yeah, you're saying, well, it's $8.30. That's true, but what is the float now? Because when we were pre-split, we were...
Yeah, because that was a previous time. But the float is not that anymore. I mean, this is like pulling teeth to get these people to even acknowledge what is. I mean, I don't know what other opinions are on this. And I'm certainly willing to listen to them. Just get in the voice chat and Telegram and tell us. Tell me. Us. But this is kind of a problem for me. Like, it's not that anymore. It's something different. And you can't change your thinking to align with the new reality. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you. You're fucked. You are fucked. You don't even realize it. You're fucked.
550 million shares, right? So if we go to take a look right now, I want to see, I'm curious what the official share float is, because I know Adam Aaron sold, 40 million shares recently? Let's take a quick look at that, okay? Right here live, I'll give you the live data on that. So AMC,
the live data.
Taking a look at the share.
It says 157 on here.
That's different from the amount of shares that are actually outstanding.
I don't see any live data either. So he's going to read it to us.
We started with just 55 million shares outstanding. Okay, but then Adam Aaron did the settlement, which was like 100 million shares. Now, from my memory, he said he was going to do the settlement prior to the reverse split, but it looks like he didn't. I don't know. If you're sure, if you know about that, comment below, okay? So let's take a look. I tried my best to pull that up for you, but for some reason my internet doesn't work when I want it to. Always works when I don't need it, never works when I want it to. So let me try one more time for you. Okay, Yahoo Finance, what do they have to say about it? Take a look at Yahoo Finance. Market cap 1.29 billion.
Yeah, that stuff's not updated.
That the enterprise value of AMC is 10 billion. Interesting. We have a 52-week high of $96. Wow. Which is really like $9.60. We have a 52-week
no, it's not.
$56. 50-day moving average of $33. 200-day moving average of $47. Share statistics. Average volume 12 million. Average volume in the last 10 days 39 million. That's very important. Think about that, friends. The last 10 days have been massive on AMC volume. Okay, here's Yahoo Finance. Shares outstanding 158 million. Implied shares outstanding 158 million. Share float 157.79, 158 million. We're under 200 million shares. Okay?
Shares?
Guys. You gotta be bullish on this.
What? Why? You got to be bullish? No, you don't.
Shares shorted as of August 31st. That's the newest data they have. And why is the data so behind? 23 million shares shorted as of August.
Because it's 2 weeks behind. That's the way it is. You've known that for 2 years now.
31st. Why are they always so behind on the shares shorted? I don't understand that.
You don't understand why they're always so behind on shares shorted. So you don't understand the difference between, or you don't understand the exchange reported data is delayed by 2 weeks. He doesn't get that. Interesting. Don't really know if this guy's board of directors material. Not so sure about that. I mean, maybe he can redeem himself by talking about second derivatives of and cash flows and things. I don't know. If he gets a whiteboard out right now and starts doing some calculus, then maybe he's board material.
Shares shorted in the prior month 15 million, so they've increased the shorts. Interesting. Yeah, so you have it there, friends. You have it there. How do you feel about having a share float that small? 158 million share float. So if you go back in time, we were at $10 at one point.
I mean, if you actually wanted to manipulate a stock, which it seems like they still want to do. Yeah, there's a reason why micro-cap stocks, low-float stocks are the ones that are targeted. Lower float than this, obviously. Do another reverse. Get down to 15 million shares, and then you might have something. Hey, you know, why not? Bring the share price up to $80. Sounds good to me.
Not too long ago, pre-reverse split, and we had a 550 million share float. Okay, so here we are with 200 million share float. We're at a pre-split equivalent of 80 cents, and we're at.
So I mean, listen to that. That's so ridiculous. Listen to what he just did.
Go pre-reverse split.
Listen to this. It's garbage.
158 million.
I got to get to the beginning.
You have it there, friends.
I got to get to the beginning.
You have it there. How do you feel about having a share float that small? 158 million share float. So if you go back in time, we were at $10 at one point, not too long ago, pre-reverse split.
$10 pre-reverse split.
And we had a 550 million share float, okay?
You had a 550 million share float.
So here we are with 200 million share float.
Here we are with 200 million share float.
We're at a pre-split equivalent of 80 cents.
We're at a pre-split equivalent of 80 cents.
We're at a little over $8, okay?
A little over $8. You can't mix and match these fucking figures. It's nonsensical. Nonsensical, because you're forgetting. I mean, for one big, glaring reason, you're forgetting about fucking ape. You're forgetting about the ape that was combined. That was equity. It was equity that was taken from AMC and given back to you in the form of another security, which traded separately, which sold off. But nevertheless, it's still equity.
It's a massive buying opportunity.
What a fucking joke.
Massive buying opportunity. You can buy calls. If you want to buy a call, one contract will probably cost you a premium of about 70 or 80 bucks, but it gives you a one contract on 100 shares. So it's kind of like you're buying 100 shares in a sense. And as that goes up, as the stock goes up, you'll make money on that call. Now,
you hope. Oh, you hope.
You could buy 2 contracts, 5 contracts, 10 contracts, as long as you're paying the premium. And it's like owning, if you buy 10 contracts, it's like you're kind of buying like 1,000 shares in a sense, okay? So imagine if AMC stock goes up just $1 or $5, how much money you can make on a call. Big money.
Well,
absolutely.
It depends on, it depends. It depends, not necessarily. Oh, if only it were that simple. If only it were that simple. Wow. Yeah. I'd be careful about those call options on AMC, personally. If it were me, I'd probably be, a little bit cautious there. But anyway, IV is 115, 14th percentile. 14% of the time, IV was lower. The IV is below the 20-day moving average of implied volatility, indicating a trending lower implied volatility. So that's cool. That's good, right? That's good for him. Very good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advice. Do your own research. All right, so that's it for right now. But let me tell you this, friends. Keep an eye on my channel. Make sure you're subscribed, because my views have been throttled ever since I've been running for the AMC board.
Oh, wait, what? His views?
Research. All right, so that's it for right now. But let me tell you this, friends. Keep an eye on my channel. Make sure you're subscribed, because my views have been throttled ever since I've been running for the AMC board. They've throttled my YouTube views intentionally. So make sure.
Wow. This is a Donald Trump fucking mini Donald Trump here. Wow. so much about what he just said is, in my opinion, seems to support that. But
on my channel, make sure you're subscribed, because my views have been throttled ever since I've been running for the AMC board. They've throttled my YouTube views intentionally. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you add notifications.
wow.
Look down to the right, add notifications.
Intentionally.
Make sure you like every video, comment on every video.
Because that's knowable. Because that's provable, you know, absolutely.
Channel, okay? Because this is a channel of truth. And
yep, Donald Trump.
AMC is the board and everybody, they don't want my voice out there, believe me, all right?
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
All right, friends. Also, do you want to make money on puts? What's a put? That's when you short a stock. Look at MG.
It's not shorting a stock.
Look at my video I just put up a hour ago. I'm up on it, 40% or something like that. It's going to go down again the next few days in a row, in my opinion. All right, so you can still buy a put on Monday morning if you'd like to. I think there's plenty of room to make money on the MGM puts.
MGM?
My ACB contract basically finished flat because they had a spike, but they didn't close over $1, so I got like a $1 credit. I got my premium back and I got a $1 credit. So ACB, where cannabis didn't pan out, but I didn't lose money. I made $1. But ACB, I think it's going to go lower, okay? So I might open another, on Monday, I might open another put on ACB, Aurora Cannabis.
Well.
SNDL, I'm up on that call. I think you might want to buy an SNDL call. They're in the cannabis space.
Oh, Sundial.
And that's it for now, all right?
They're in the cannabis space.
Later today,
you might want to buy a cannabis call. You know, just buy a fucking bag of marijuana instead. I think it would probably be more satisfying for these people at this point. I mean, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Buy a call on this. Mm-hmm. That looks great. It looks fucking great. That is a bullish looking chart. Look at this. It's a bullish chart. No, it's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. Yeah, it might look like it's going to, and it might, it might have done that every other time pretty much, but it's not going to do that this time. And hey, look, by the way, this was a fake out. This one was a fake out here. Everybody thought it was going to go down. Everybody loaded up on puts here. Guess what? They got crushed when it popped back up. So, and then everybody took their profits. Nobody was sad. All the men had erections and all the women were ovulating, Here's another one. That's not the same. It's not the same. It is not even close to being the same. Not the same, not the same, not the same. Totally different each time. So, not the same. This time, this is the bull flag. It's part of the bull flag that's forming. I have to see how I can do this. Actually, it's a bull trapezoid or rhombus. It's a bull rhombus pattern right there. See? It's sort of a flag. It's a special flag for a special group of investors. And, this is where this happens. Actually, it's more like this. Actually, it's more like this. So we can represent that another way, of course, with the ghost feed. That's some volatility. Wow, that's too much. Even for this. Whoa. Well, anyway. Yeah, that's some bar coding for you. Okay. AMC short squeeze is actually guaranteed. Now, before I do this, though, let's go over to the Schedule 14A proxy statement pursuant to blah, blah, blah. And so we have some information here on the AMC annual meeting of stockholders to be held on November 8th, 2023. Cordially invited November 8th, 1 p.m. Central Time at AMC Theater Support Center, 1 AMC Way at Leawood, Kansas. for the following purposes. 1, to approve an amendment to our third amended and restated certificate, to declassify our board of directors, shorten all existing terms to expire at the annual meeting, and make certain other immaterial changes to the certificate of incorporation. So they call that Proposal 1. Declassify the board. What does that mean? Declassifying a board. What is a classified board? So, classified boards, and I know I had some highlighting on this document here, but a board of directors can be, oh, no, I don't, because it's a PDF. A board of directors can be divided into classes with staggered terms of up to 3 years. So most people in the United States are familiar with another regulatory or what have you body that it has staggered or classified terms. This is the United States Senate, I guess in the House of Representatives too, but it's maybe more directly analogous in the Senate, where you have 3 classes of senators. I think they're numbered. Class 1, Class 2, Class 3. Or maybe it's 2 classes. I forget. It's been a long time. But it is divided into classes, so your senators are elected in a staggered term, not at the same time. Where a corporation's board is classified, the directors are usually divided into 3 classes, with approximately 1/3 of the board being elected at each annual meeting. So now, another thing that's interesting is directors on a classified board may be removed only for cause. So potential acquirers cannot simply come in and remove hostile directors on a target's board. Removal for cause is generally no easy task, and no potential acquirer seeking to act quickly would risk the costs and delays of litigation that would assuredly follow any purported removal for cause. The classified board structure is, along with cumulative voting, essentially the only statutorily certain way to protect against removal without cause. Okay? So, also kind of implied here is, if a company is trying to make itself more attractive to a potential, I'm not going to say the A word here, I don't know, they use that word, acquirer, 2 or 3 times there. If they want to make their company more attractive to potential buyers, easier to say, buyers, a declassified board, or in other words, a board where all of the members of that board are on the same term structure, is more attractive to potential buyers. Okay, that's what that means. Now, in this case, and I just realized something. It actually says the bylaws of Citadel Holding Corporation had provided, but this is talking about 1988, and we know, because we look at facts, that Citadel, our Citadel, was founded in 1990. So, not the same Citadel, not the same Citadel. Anyway, so that's interesting. This is an interesting development. So they're trying to declassify the board, shorten all terms to expire at the annual meeting, which is where the voting is going to take place, and make other certain changes. Right? So, if Proposal 1 is approved, then 2A, Proposal 2A, is to elect to the board the following nominees for terms expiring at the 2024 annual meeting, all expiring at the same time, starting and ending together. Mr. Adam Aaron, Ms. Denise M. Clark, Mr. Howard Hawk Cook, Mr. Phil Lader, Phil Ladder Attack, Mr. Gary Locke, Miss Kathleen M. Paulus, Miss Carrie S. Putnam, Dr. Anthony Seitch, and Mr. Adam J. Sussman. Now, what's significant about all of these 9 names, besides the fact that they all sound very important and rich, pretty much, especially Mr. Howard W. Hawk Cook. But that's interesting because all of those names, that's the current board. It's the current board. So there's really no changes in personnel, just the structure. So it's interesting. Now, that's if they, vote to approve it. But if not, if proposal 1, which is that declassification, is not approved, then proposal 2B is to elect to the board the following nominees for terms expiring at the 2026 meeting: Denise Clark and Carrie Putnam. Okay, so you see what they're doing here. If shareholders approve the declassification, then they are all going to be on the same term from now to next year's annual meeting. If they do not approve the declassification, then what you have is you've got 2 board members whose terms are expiring now, right? Because these 2 ladies have terms, well, in this proposal 2B, if declassification doesn't happen, they're renominating them for 2-year terms starting, 3-year term starting now going to 2026. So they'll still be the same board. Now, this is interesting though. Because, and I don't know if anybody's doing a takeover or anything like that, but whoever comes in can immediately install their own board. And otherwise you'd have 3 different, or presumably 3, who knows how it would be set up. But, yeah, you'd have to kind of, you wouldn't be able to do it all at once, right? Now, I don't know if someone's buying AMC. Maybe they're trying to make it more attractive for that to happen so that somebody could come in. It's like an Antara 2.0, like Donnie said. Antara 2.0 comes in and they can take over. Or
when I told you,
right? I mean, there's a lot of public talk about a retail investor, this retail investor supposedly running for AMC board. We know that theoretically, especially now, I would imagine social media is being monitored by AMC's people. So they know about this guy. They have to know about him. Now, and also, I'll just throw this out there too. Adam Enron now knows of the vitriol that is aimed at him. He knows about the anger and frustration, however misplaced. It is there. Maybe this was already planned. Maybe this would have happened anyway. I don't know. I don't know how we'll ever know that. But, We are in ape land, so, you know, correlation and causation have a special relationship here. They really do. They have a special relationship. Okay. Maybe they'll let him on just for kicks. Well, then they better hope that that they don't. Well, if that's the case, now here's the thing. If he wants to be on the board, what we just learned is that there are 2 seats that are available, coming to be available at this meeting. Denise Clark and Carrie Putnam. So he doesn't have a lot of time, and he's running against, presumably, 2 incumbents. So, you know. Okay, now, number 3, to approve an amendment to our certificate of incorporation to eliminate the prohibition against stockholders acting by written consent. 4, to approve an amendment to our certificate of incorporation to remove the limitation on stockholders' ability to call special meetings. 5, to approve an amendment to our certificate of incorporation to expand the exculpation period provision to limit the liability of certain officers. Exculpation meaning, you know, forgiveness or absolving of responsibility. Interesting. So that's already there. They're expanding it to limit the liability of certain officers. To ratify the appointment of Ernst & Young, to conduct a non-binding advisory vote to approve the compensation of named executive officers. Oh yeah, of course. To approve 1 or more adjournments of the annual meeting, to permit further solicitation of proxies, yada, 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 yada. Okay. Only registered stockholders and persons holding proxies from registered stockholders may attend the meeting. If your shares are registered in your name, you should bring your proxy card and a proper form of ID. If your shares are held in the name of a broker, you will need to bring a proxy or letter from that broker, trust, bank, or other nominee that confirms you're the beneficial owner. Although we currently intend to hold the meeting in person, we may impose additional limitations or may decide to hold the meeting in a different location or solely by means of remote communication, i.e. a virtual-only meeting. Remember, isn't that like one of those new products that AMC had? We make meetings special, whatever. Let's see. We plan to provide a listen-only webcast of the annual meeting for those who are unable to attend in person. Yeah. So, listen-only webcast. Cool. There it is. Now, we are submitting for stockholder approval amendment to declassify the board. Our board has unanimously approved and recommends that all stockholders approve the proposed amendments. Now it says here, to declassify the board, remove references to the previously eliminated Class B common stock and other unnecessary sections affected by the same. Section C, to remove the corporate book and stockholder meeting locations. Remove Article 8 in its entirety as unnecessary because Dalian Wanda Group is no longer a significant holder of the company. Remove Article 10 in its entirety because all defined terms are located in provisions which are being removed. Other conforming changes such as updating cross-references, yada, yada, yada. Okay. declassification. The board is currently divided into 3 classes. The member is serving for a staggered 3-year term. All directors will stand for election on an annual basis. Each director will serve a 1-year term expiring at the following annual meeting, and until his or her successor is duly elected and qualified, or until his or her earlier death, resignation, disqualification, or removal. So they looked at factors. After weighing the various factors, the board determined it would be the best interest of the company and our stockholders to amend it to declassify it. Okay. A classified board structure can be viewed as diminishing a board's accountability to stockholders. Okay. So they're saying that the reason that they are trying to do this is one reason is to give the appearance of increased accountability to stockholders. Okay. The affirmative vote of the holders of a majority of our outstanding shares of common stock is required to approve Proposal 1 amendments. So, here's the relevant part for Jason. If this proposal is approved, the board will immediately be declassified, and stockholders will vote to elect 9 directors to hold office for a 1-year term expiring at the company's 2024 annual meeting. And I'll throw this out there. I think Jason has missed a deadline to even be involved in this process at all. Because if I remember correctly, there's a convoluted ass, illogical timeline and process that is involved with this type of thing. So, yeah. The board recommends a vote for the approval, of course. So then they go through what happens if Proposal 1 is voted yes or voted no. Then they go through the I'm not going through this whole freaking filing here. But all I'm trying to say with this here, let me give you the TLDR, the 411, the distilled version. AMC, for whatever reason, is tightening up their board structure. Is it because retail investors, there's a lot of public talk among retail investors about taking over or infiltrating the board? I don't know. Is it because Adam Enron knows that there is all this vitriol and anger and hatred directed towards him and the company? Misplaced, of course, but nonetheless, it is aimed at him and the company. So does he think that they're just crazy and just might be crazy enough to pull something like that off? I mean, they did run the price up to $72. So who knows? That's all I'm saying. So they've got their eye on the board. They're keeping their eye on it, and they're tightening up the structure. And practically speaking, at the end of the day, they're locking down another year for the 9 members that currently sit on the board. Not just the 2, right? It's the two ladies. Their terms were up this year, but now you're going to have everybody being renewed for another year. So, okay. Sorry, Jason. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have Al, AI from Boston. Sounds about like AI.
Good morning, Al from Boston. Let's kick it off. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
$25 million raised.
Unbelievable.
Substantially raising
it's a lot of money, isn't it, Al?
Blah, blah, blah. You know what the cost of that is? Okay, that's 80 cents, 81 if you want to be technical about it. It's 81 cents, 81 cents. It says $8.14 per share, but it's actually 80 cents.
No.
All right.
Here we go. Here we go with this fucking pre-reverse split garbage again. Because, see, this is a manipulation tactic. No, I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about emotionally. $8 doesn't sound that bad. It doesn't sound that bad. It might be a 90% loss nearly for some people, in which case, yeah, wow. But doesn't 80 cents sound way worse? So if you can keep people thinking in those terms, it's going to be more emotionally manipulative. It's so clear. It's so clear why they're doing this. And quite honestly, it's fucking pathetic and insidious. It's disingenuous. It's fucking gaslighting. Fuck you, Al. I'd rather listen to fucking ChatGPT.
25 million. We could have made
bitch.
That all we had to do was be patient. And now at 80 cents, 40 million shares went out, and that is that.
No. 40 million shares went out at 8.14. That's how you get 325 million. Okay? Like, this is fucking basic arithmetic here, Al. Because if you're talking about 81 cents at 40 million, you're only talking $32 million. So is it 32 or is it 320? I think it's 320, it says. So it's not fucking 81 cents. You fucking grifter, gaslighting piece of fucking shit.
He's gonna
there's a Will Rogers quote that kind of is appropriate here. I'm going to not take this. I'm not going to miss this good chance to shut up. This is a good chance. I'll shut up now, okay? I'll shut up now.
Selling it at 80, he's gonna keep selling it below 80, whatever. This is what we were praying that wouldn't happen. 325 million is a drop in the piss bucket in this market right now. We could have made that money. There could have been a million ways that could have raised. I mean, it's insane to me for 40 million. Think about that number, 40 million shares, okay, at the money at $8.14, when it's actually just 80 cents. Guys,
no, it's not. It's not 80 cents.
That's all it is. It's all it is. And look at the safe harbor, right? Look at this.
How is it theft?
It's just completely. Have you ever seen a safe harbor document this long in any other time? Because they're playing. And look,
it's probably a boilerplate fucking.
Read this when you have a moment, okay? Read it when you have a moment, and take a look at what is being expressed here.
Yeah, because
all the different liabilities they're prepping for, including COVID.
Because you misinterpret everything, so they literally have to say will, may, could, would. These are not meant. You know, and I can give you a practical example. I will here in just a minute.
Blah, blah, blah. And so then why this many forward-looking statements?
You know, you want to know why?
Liability statements.
Because of you fucking guys. That's why. It's because of you guys. Again, I'll give you a good example here.
That particular
put my money where my mouth is.
Can you tell me why?
I can.
I can see it.
I can tell you why.
On the wall. Can you? I can see what he's prepping us for. It's unbelievable. It's completely unfathomable to me that 80 cents was the number. First it was 66. Now it's 80. It's gone up slightly. My fucking chest is like going to pop out of its fucking... I can't even talk right now. I got this last night.
You can't.
All night reading.
You never
I
can.
say to myself, this is just nuts. This is just crazy. Puffery. But 325 million, he's gotten out of the bank, considering what he's got left. I think it's $1 billion plus now. If he hasn't pissed through all that money, or given himself nice bonuses. You noticed that last time when they did the stock comps and all that stuff, that it was after the the RSC, right? You notice that? See, these are the kinds of things. It's all about him and the executives, not about us, the shareholders. We're the ones losing value, and we'll continue to lose value because, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
That being said, we need to do the share count. We need to get back and do the share count.
The share count.
I'll leave a link on the bottom of this video so you can click the link and submit your shares and their share count. Follow the directions. There's videos made on this channel on how to do that. Jordan has gone over it.
One question on
and
that.
I'll probably
share
be sending out
count.
a note here in a day or so. That's all I have.
Why?
Signing out.
Why?
80 cents, guys. 80 cents.
No, it's not. It's not 80 cents. You fucking grifter. I mean, my fucking God. Yeah. Why a share count? Oh, well, who cares why? Let's look at the share count data on AMC Project Popcorn. Check this out. Total shareholders. And by the way, they're over a week out of date at this point. Values last updated September 8th. That was last Friday. Total shareholders, 92. 92 shareholders have submitted their data. And check this out. So we have 6 dates that they are trying to get data from. Going back to August 2022. I don't know why they have 2 entries there. August 3rd and August 19th. I don't know why you need 2 in the same, like 2 weeks apart, but whatever. Okay, so you got these. They're basically the same. And if you look at the data they have, it's only off by 50,000 shares, so that's dumb. February 2023. July 2023. And then, of course, 2 in this August. Okay. 2 this August. I guess the thinking is maybe 1 before the thing and 1 after, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? But check it out. So, authorized AMC shares. 516. You know, that's right. That's all correct. But did we divide by 10 here? Is it still 550 million? I don't know. I mean, I guess it is. That's authorized. I don't know why we care about authorized. Don't we care about the float? Don't we care about how many shares have been issued? Not authorized? I don't know. That's the whole thing is just kind of a joke. Number of shares logged by individual investors. Okay? So 500,000, 550,000, 660,000, 670,000, 712,000, 180,000. What does that mean? Well, are we still going off of pre-reverse split here? Is that what's happening? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, now the number of shares held by institutions appears to basically be in line. It's divided by 10, essentially. Goes from 154 million down to 140. I'm sorry. Goes from 154 million down to 14.5 million. So that's your factor of 10 right there. But I'm not seeing it here. How does that work? 712,000. Why? How do we get 180? I don't know. Unless there really were that, you know, much purchased, then maybe I'm missing something here. I don't know. And it's not clear as far as, you know, do these figures, well, it would really only be the last one. I don't know. I just don't know. So, and then, you know, our insider, whatever, is basically the same. It's gone up a little bit. So, number of ape shares logged. curious. It's going down, so you have people selling them, I guess. I don't know. I thought they said they never did. Total eligible shares, right? And then that's it. So 90, what, 93, 92? Not even 93. Cool. So, yeah, more garbage from Al. See what I'm missing from Telegram here. Oh, yeah. Okay, got a couple cool things here. So, now I've been playing around with ChatGPT, and, you know, it has a message. This is a message from ChatGPT for the AMC investors. Now, 1 second, let me get this on the screen. This is an important public service announcement. It's not so much a public service announcement. It's more of a description, I guess. I don't know. You'll see. So, let me say it says what it wants us to know here is that, you know, those individuals who, in their wisdom or perhaps folly, chose to invest their hard-earned funds into the hitherto prosperous but now beleaguered AMC stock find themselves confronted with a disconcerting reality that a vast proportion, amounting to no less than a staggering 90%, if not more, of their initial pecuniary outlay has been vanquished and dissipated into the ethers of financial uncertainty. It is with a sense of impending financial distress and melancholic foreboding that one may conjecture, based on prevailing market vicissitudes, that the residue of their erstwhile promising investments, that final and elusive 10%, stands poised to slip irretrievably from their grasp over the course of the ensuing 2 annual cycles. You're down 90%. Most likely you're going to lose the last 10. But ChatGPT has a way of, you know, saying things. I think it might be your phone. I have excellent stream health, it says. But AMC accumulation phase. Right. Okay. Okay. Well, what do we have here? Oh, yeah. Another thing here. So this Ken Griffin interview, it's been kind of hard to find the full interview unless, and this is unacceptable, you want to listen to Matt Core's commentary on it. So what I did, and also the other version, I'll show you. If I can find it. I'll find it. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so
if you look at both the...
Whoops, this was the version that I found. And if you're looking at YouTube like this, it's a little bit, you know, whatever. This is dumb. Why would you do this? Maybe it's copyright, whatever. Oh, you're not going to show it, huh? Okay. Well, our friend and sister channel, Alkin Entertainment, went ahead and did everyone a solid here and re-uploaded that interview. Let me find the link. Let's see. Well, they're a new channel, so, you know, they're newer. What's that? Sarah Eisen. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So what we did is, well, what Alkin did is, you know, did this. So made it, oops. Yeah. Crap. Here we go. So what this is Alkin's version. So it's right, it's full in the screen, full screen, and no Matt Cole's commentary, because otherwise you're going to get this.
How do you look? It's good to see you here.
Here we go.
Which I know you want to talk about. Thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here today.
We're going to talk about education and why success in a moment. But first, big markets day for us, big IPO day. The folks were just talking about ARM. Do you look at ARM, which is the biggest debut in a couple of years?
We're not watching this, but
as a sentiment barometer? How do you look at IPOs and what they signal about where we are in the market?
I mean, so clearly the ARM transaction is a sentiment barometer. The very fact the deal's coming to market today tells you there's a perception that our capital markets are reopening for IPOs. And I really hope this is a deal that goes off very well today. We need to see all of the VC-backed companies of the last decade have that opportunity to go to our public markets to raise capital so that the founders have an opportunity to continue to grow their businesses and grow our economy.
It's been a surprisingly good year for the markets and the economy, which I think is reflected in the fact that they're going public. Question, Ken, is what comes next?
So actually, I would agree with you. It's been a really good year for the market, particularly with the backdrop of higher real interest rates. So if you
you know, it's a typical, I listened to it earlier, it's a typical Ken Griffin interview. You know, he hopes the rally has legs, and he thinks it could, but I mean, why would a market maker say something like that? You know, why would they want to keep people engaged in trading? Makes no sense. But Alkin's version is basically devoid of the Matt Cole's commentary. It's devoid of all commentary. There's no commentary on here. It's just a straight interview, which I couldn't find any other place, or Alkin couldn't. So I guess they decided to, you know, fix that other small one. Anyway, they fixed the small one. Now here's Strongman. He's got something to say about everything. Let's see what he's got. I'm coming in 2 minutes into this video.
Do you think he really gives a crap about the AMC shares that he holds? No, not at all. This equity raise was an absolute disaster. Now, I'm not necessarily faulting Adam Aron. He's just trying to save the company, okay? The company needs cash to pay off its debts because they have negative operating cash flow, negative free cash flow, etc. And if they don't pay off their debts, they're gonna go bankrupt. And this is one of the steps they had to take. And you AMC apes just bought it. Oh, he's watching out for us. This is one of the steps he had to take. This was an...
Some of them were. Not all of them. He's screwing us. He's stealing from us. He's letting the hedge funds off with a slap on the wrist. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, though, yeah, they supported it.
Inevitable. They were going to do this.
They support him. Supported him. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
And the dilution, the splitting of your ownership of AMC has massively gone up. Now, let's think about what this $325 million is actually going to do for the company. So this is their most recent balance sheet right here. As of 2023, 6/30, so June 30th, 2023. It's now September 14th. They just raised $325 million. So we know some of this, the 458 that they had, the 458 million, some of that has been burnt away between now or between the financial report and the current moment. Then they had the equity raise, okay? So let's say they burned 50 million, so they had 400 million. I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt. And then they raised 325 million. Now they have, what, $725 million on their balance sheet? Does that solve anything? Well, if we go down and look, their shareholder equity is still negative 2.5 billion. They are 2.5 billion. They have 2.5 billion more debts than assets, okay? And they just raised 325 million at the cost of 25% dilution and an even greater crash in the stock price. Let's go look at their cash burn. So the last quarter, they burned $13 million in operations and almost $50 million in capital expenditures. That's in one quarter. In the quarter prior to that, they burned $189 million in operations and spent $47 million in capital expenditures. So best case, maybe they can stretch themselves out a couple more quarters before they have to do another equity raise. Worst case, their cash burn goes back to where it was before. And within a year or less, unless they do another equity raise, they could go bankrupt because they would have no cash. It would all be gone. AMC is screwed. This equity raise, unless the company just massively turns around from here, it was a disaster. It's not going to make it. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. We go back and we look at the trends.
But it helped the short sellers.
Look at the cash going down. Okay, since early 2021, look at the cash just going down and down and down and down. Do you see the trend? We're going to have a recent spike next quarter, and then guess what it's going to keep doing unless they really change things around. It's going to go down and down and down and down again. And when you have no cash, you can't make your interest payments. And when you don't make your interest payments, guess what? Bankrupt! So keep holding, guys. There's going to be a short squeeze any day now. Any day now. What a freaking disaster. Choose! Check out the pinned comment below and join our Discord community where you...
Okay. Lovely. Okay. What do we see here? Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. This one's going to be... This might be goofy. Well, I like it better this way, but I have to do it this way.
Hey everybody, Fartaculacticus. You guys know I don't like to show my face, but I'm at that point where there has to be a little bit more done, and I'm not trying to get clout. I've addressed all these things before. I get sick and tired of seeing the comments, shill, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just a dude that does HVAC refrigeration technician, and I invested in a stock, and I believed in the system. There's nothing intrinsically inside Adam Aaron that is complete genius. This is all theft. It doesn't take a genius to steal from somebody. It takes somebody with a dead, cold heart to do something like that to millions of people around the world. It's that simple.
I don't know if it is. I also don't know if it's theft. I don't see how it is theft. Theft implies you didn't have a choice. Something was taken from you against your will. But, I mean, you are voluntarily and freely choosing to be in the stock market. So, and there's always a risk that you could lose all of your money. I mean, that's the first thing that I thought people knew. So I'm not really sure. No, not theft. Certainly not theft. I mean, not, yeah, I just, it's a hard one for me to rationalize.
I made a video with AI. Somebody commented and said, that's really suspicious that you're using AI. I don't know why people decided to stop thinking. It's really this simple. I don't have a green screen. I don't have the best face. I don't have the best presentation voice. It's
I
the
understand
simplest
all
way
those.
to put something across now that the technology is available. It's that simple. Has nothing to do with me trying to do anything deleterious to your life. Nothing. And the other thing I want to talk about is if I offended you in any way when I called out or mentioned your favorite YouTubers,
good.
I don't apologize for it
Huh.
because I know I was doing the right thing. When I know I'm doing the right thing, I'm not going to say sorry. I'm just not going to do it. If there's anything else I said that affected you in a way or hurt your feelings, I don't know what they are. You know, I can only guess from here. I'm out to help get our money back. That's where
Call
I'm
the
at
manager.
now. This is also very important. Twitter, on people, there's so many people on there that are so boastful.
You mean X.com? Is that what he means? I don't know.
So proud, so arrogant, so egotistical. But yet,
yeah, we're going to look at some of that next.
Behind Twitter. I hope that it
before
gets
we
to
sign off for the night.
Where all these people that pump this stock, Brian Reese, Marcel Kalinovich,
Who's that? Oh,
Tony Franzetti, Catherine Larson, Thomas James, Mike
Catherine Larson.
Reeser,
Is that Cat Stryker?
in Michigan, Scavenger, all those people. I know I didn't mention everybody. There's all different waves of them that pump this stock.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, that's true. We've been
I
chronicling
hope they
it.
eventually end up in court, and I'm
No, fuck that. I want them all to end up in jail. They all belong in jail. Some of them belong in Guantanamo. Personally,
fine going physically over there and doing something. What are they going to do?
let's band together and go physically apprehend them in a federal citizen's arrest. Federal because we'd be crossing state lines, committing felonies. But hey, who's counting?
The whole time? Do that? What is that going to do? Okay? I'm just giving my feelings out. The other the people on Twitter, they need to be called out too. We need to find the records of the messaging that went on. All that stuff needs to come out. This is very similar, not in the sense of look what was taken, look what was purchased, because we don't know yet. But the Zach Morris.
You know, is this actually Barack Obama? Is this actually Barack Obama? I mean, I'm just sitting here looking at this guy, and I just realized this is Barack Hussein Obama right here. You might have to kind of defocus your eyes a little bit to see it, but kind of what was happening. But
the influencers that got indicted, I believe they were indicted.
Sorry.
Zach Morris, and there was a few of them that were pumping the stock. Same thing. It's just on a grander scale with Adam Aaron. So at this point, like for me, I'm asking you to please write, call whoever your representative is in the state you're in. There has to be some kind of pushback at this point. We can't just let him get away with it. And this is just, you don't have to do it. I'm just giving you my opinion.
You don't have to do it.
This is what I'm going to do.
You don't really have to do it.
People that are trying their best right now, because we're not going to get any help unless we start raising our voices. We have to get some kind of recompense for what has happened. It goes into the criminal sense of it now. I don't know if civil applies to any of the influencers, but having them praising Adam Aaron for continually destroying this company that you invested in with impunity every day, trying to kill it. There is a huge problem there. They're trying to destroy American business and America at the same time, and you got these influencers that think everything is good and fine with it as long as they're okay. No, it's affecting millions of people right now. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want everybody to have a good weekend, or I hope everybody has a good weekend. I mean, I'm trying to get my words out. I'm sorry. Anyway, everybody have a good day. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I think that's the wrong thing to do. personally. I think the right thing to do here is to just write it off. Write off the loss. Don't write it off as in shrug it off, but, you know, chalk it up to learning, chalk it up to gaining experience, chalk it up to being manipulated by social media influencers, and learn that, you know, learn those things from it so as not to get caught in something like this again. That's really the best thing you can do, because, you know, any of this, we're going to get our money back. We're going to hold them accountable, and just like not dropping it, not letting it go, and just moving on and moving forward is just spinning wheels. It's being stuck in a rut. It's an antisocial type of reaction. It is an antisocial reaction, not the appropriate reaction, not a positive, productive reaction. That doesn't mean never fight anything. Doesn't mean just let anybody, you know, let people walk all over you. But that's not what happened here. That is not what happened here. It would be like lying down in the roadway, seeing the cars coming at you, not getting up out of the roadway, you know, and saying, well, it's not my fault. It's not because I was in the road that I got hit by a car. It's because that car intentionally targeted me. That car followed me to this location and ran over me because they don't want me lying down. They don't want this. They don't want that. When you willingly did it, you knowingly did it, you saw the danger coming right at you, you failed to act. It's very similar in this. Very similar. Okay, we'll do, oh yeah, let's go to this. Okay, this is from a Twitter space, so let me bring in the Telegram window. Telegram window coming in here somewhere, sometime. Telegram. Okay, so it's coming from Telegram. Telegram window here. Jesus, if I could talk. I can't talk very good. All right.
$3 to $5.
Oh, shit. I don't want it to be full screen. I guess it'll have to be. Anyway, one sec here. Let's do this display capture. Oh, thanks everybody for hanging out stream. Appreciate that.
$3 to $5, but that's it. Like this is, it's fucking, it's done. And I think Boston Girl, I don't know if she's still in here, talking about why are you guys so cranky or whatever. I bet you she's not even a shareholder. I bet you she hasn't fucking gone to amcprojectpopcorn.com. She hasn't put in her fucking count. And it's people like that who come in here and talk shit and say stupid shit like, oh, we know what COVID is now. It's not going to be locked down. Yes, it fucking will. Adam Aaron's a fucking scumbag, and he's going to be the first one to follow fucking some communist Marxist fucking order from the government and from Biden to shut down the fucking theaters and destroy the.
Wow, that's ignorant right there.
People are
communist, Marxist,
and they're irate to a point of violence
from Biden
against somebody who fucking stole their money, and rightfully so. If you went out and robbed somebody, they would be fucking trying to kill you, and that just goes. That's just part of life. It's just what it is. This motherfucker just did it in the most legal, protected way possible through his fucking lawyers and all this backshit collusion that he knows that we can't fucking do anything about. And I'm so fucking sick of it too. Like, people are just like, oh, I think there was a guy earlier in the space call, I don't know who it was, but he was saying, oh, I think this is gonna pop tomorrow. Pop to what? $5 fucking? Who gives a fuck? Yeah, it's gonna pop.
Well, that's the thing, right? So what they did was they micro minimized the potential of this play to the degree that even if there's a 10,000% run, this shit's just going to the all-time highs of 70.
Exactly.
So it's like they made it so that even if it does pop, it's not. It's just what we fucking had in the most basic sense. And yeah, I'm sure it could have a run. I'm waiting for them to short it down to $5, and I'm gonna buy a couple thousand shares. And when there is some kind of pop,
oh my god,
I am fucking out. And I don't give a fuck. I'm not married to this shit. Like, it's just I can't be in a play where the CEO is single-handedly burying everyone every single day with every timed tweet and every corporate.
What?
This is all timed. All of this shit is like sneaky as fuck.
It's all timed. What is the proof? What is the evidence for that? It's all timed. Also, look, it's Kringle Kitten. Remember him? Wow. Next, we're going to see Cryand in here. Remember Cryand? I know people remember Cryand. Okay. Here's another one.
That's all your tweet said? For real?
That's all I said.
Accept the fact you didn't cash out because your greed and arrogance fucked you over. Quit crying like a bunch of babies, you fucking pussy. Question though, does anyone here?
Very edgy.
Very edgy.
Hold on. That's not how we run these calls. So the first thing I'm doing is removing him.
Sorry, yeah.
Dude, like, you're going to, like, be a little more respectful than that. You don't want to be, you can go fuck off.
Be more respectful. Why? On what grounds would someone need to be more respectful? What was wrong with what he said? What was wrong with it? You know? That's the real question. Okay. So that was, in case you didn't catch that, that was bad back. In case, you know, it did go by. It went by quick, didn't it?
That's all your tweet said? For real?
That's all I said.
Accept the fact you didn't cash out because your greed and arrogance fucked you over. Quit crying like a bunch of babies, you fucking pussy. I had a question though. Does anyone here?
Very edgy.
Very edgy.
That's not how we run these calls. So the first thing I'm doing is removing him. Sorry, dude. Like, you're gonna, like, be a little more respectful than that. You don't want to be
respectful.
You can go
respectful. I mean, these are the guys. You know, these are the same guys.
That's it. Like, it's done. And I think
same space.
Girl, I don't know if she's still in here.
Same space.
Why are you guys so cranky or whatever? I bet you she's not even a shareholder. I bet you she hasn't fucking gone to amcprojectpopcorn.com. She hasn't put in her fucking count. And it's people like that who come in here and talk shit and say stupid shit like, oh, we know what COVID is now. It's not going to be locked down. Yes, it fucking will. Adam Aaron's a fucking scumbag, and he's going to be the first one to follow fucking some communist Marxist fucking order from
communist Marxist order, because, you know, Karl Marx was all about the authoritarian orders. It was, you know, I mean, I don't know why they don't call it, you know, Nazism. I don't know why they don't call it, you know, that. But anyway, fascist, because that's not what it is. Nor is communism. But that's for another discussion. Please don't confuse, you know, the left wing of the political spectrum with the right wing of the political spectrum. What he was talking about there was a right wing authoritarianism, also known as fascism. But anyway, I digress.
From the government and from Biden.
From the government
theaters
and from Biden. he shouldn't. He should never have had those lockdowns. Oh, wait a minute. Right. More right-wing actions. Anyway, noticing a pattern? Yeah.
Destroy the fucking company. So yes, people are fucking irate.
Now, wait a minute. What do you say?
Fucking theaters and destroy the fucking company. So yes, people.
Oops.
$3 to $5, but that's it. From the government and from Biden to shut down the fucking theaters and destroy the fucking company. So yes, people are fucking irate.
Now, why wouldn't you want that though? Why wouldn't he? Why would they not cheer that? Was it not under those conditions in 2021 that the stock got to $72? So why don't we want that to happen again? We seem to be all about repeating patterns. Remember fractals? Fractal, the cycle theory, if you're Rico or Astro. Why wouldn't you want another lockdown? The lockdown is what gave you what you had before that you didn't take advantage of. So I'm not quite sure I understand and get the logic here, but I never do.
And they're irate to a point of violence against somebody who fucking stole their money, and rightfully so. If you went out and robbed somebody, they would be fucking trying to kill you, and that just goes. That's part of life. It's just what it is.
But that's not what happened here. That's not what happened. Who came and robbed you? You entered into a speculative investment. The knowledge of the possibility of losing money was always there. Everybody knew it or should have known that it may not work. You might be making a mistake. You might lose all your money. Yes, yes. That's always the case. Okay, so nothing's guaranteed, in other words. Now, when that started happening, when people started losing money and the price started going down, what happened? Well, the influencers said it's going to go back up, right? That wasn't the squeeze. It's still going to go back up. Okay, so then people bought more of something that was going down because they thought it was going to reverse and go up. The problem is it didn't. And so now, because they, either had little knowledge and experience before and were susceptible to being manipulated by influencers and social media, they made the wrong choice. And when most successful investors and or traders, understand it's generally speaking, it doesn't usually work. This is evidence-based to average on a losing position. I mean, there's a reason why it's going down. Who knows? We don't have the privilege of knowing why other people are making the decisions they're making, but we can see a trend. We can see, fundamentally, we can see, all things put together, especially retroactively. We can see all this. We can say, yes, wow, that was a bubble. That was a bubble. It didn't belong at that price. The company wasn't even operating. They were bringing in zero revenue. Did it make sense? Did it make sense? No. That's why you have to take advantage of those irrational situations, like when they arise, because the train doesn't stop or turn around for anybody. It just keeps moving forward. That's the problem with the apes. They're still thinking about what the float was 2 months ago. They're thinking about what the price was 2 years ago. This seems very basic to me. It seems, I would even dare say, it seems obvious to me. I mean, you know how I don't like to use that word, but that's precisely the problem. The problem, one of the major problems, was that it became obvious to all these people what had to happen. It became obvious. And when something becomes obvious, you know, more often than not, it's obviously wrong, because you have a crowded trade. You have a speculative bubble. You have irrationality. You have a feedback loop of irrationality. And money that's being deployed and allocated for the wrong reasons, for false reasons, for reasons that don't hold up. But none of this is theft. It's like saying the casino robbed you. No, it didn't. You knew that you could lose all your money. You kept putting money in the machine. You can't sue the casino. You have no claim. You could have left. It's hard to leave. It is hard to leave. It's like suing an alcohol manufacturer because you drank their beverage, got in your car, drove, and ended up killing somebody. You can't sue the alcohol company. They did nothing wrong. So this garbage about theft, if somebody, if you stole something from somebody, they would come after you. I mean, no, by the way, if that happened, you would contact the appropriate authorities. And if it was a valid claim, you would handle it in the way that our society has decided that we handle such things, which, by the way, is not how our society has decided that we handle financial losses in capital markets, when all of these things are known up front. All of them. Everything was known, and everything played out exactly the way that it was prescribed by the company. Anyway. So yeah, it's not theft. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just like that's retarded.
This motherfucker just did it in the most legal, protected way possible through his fucking lawyers and all this backshit collusion that he knows that we can't fucking do anything about. And I'm so fucking sick of it too. Like, people are just like, oh, I think there was a guy earlier in the space call, I don't know who it was, but he was saying, oh, I think this is gonna pop tomorrow. Pop to what? $5 fucking? Who gives a fuck? Yeah, it's gonna pop.
Well, that's the thing, right? So what they did was
Who? They? I don't even know who they're talking about. Who these guys are talking about? But I mean, did it through the most legal, protected way. No, see what is happening here is somebody is running a company. The company is not doing well, but they're still leading it. They're still running it. So that's what you have to do. And now, if it comes down to pissing off a group of shareholders versus seriously breaching fiduciary duty by not running the company and doing everything you can to shore up the financial situation of the company, I mean, the job kind of dictates that you go with the latter. I'm sorry. The job dictates that you run the company, not do something to please a certain subset of retail investors. I mean, it's just absurd. Like, we get that you lost money and it sucks, but I mean, fuck, welcome to my fucking world. I mean, if like losses like upset you this much and you can't be mature and have this, you know, the amount of discernment to like cut your loss and say, you know what, I can deal with, you know, yeah, it sucks, but I can, if I invested $10,000, you know, and I lost 500, that's better than losing 5,000. And when you have a trend, we have that trend, and you're down that much with all of these headwinds, you know, both in the overall economy and in this particular company, it's like, why would you just sit on your hands? You know, you didn't even try to preserve your capital. It's on you to preserve your capital, not anybody else. Certainly not the fucking CEO of a company that you were invested in. That's absurd. It's absurd. These guys are so ridiculous. Okay, that's enough of that. I was just like, God, you got to be kidding me. Okay, well, I don't know. Bad Back was blocked? What happened? I don't think he is. Were you blocked in our... I don't know. Lynn, did you do something? All right, well, I'm about done with this stream, so maybe we should see why Lou's about done with AMC. Yeah.
All right. Technically speaking, I'm drunk, but that's the point.
Now there's a technically that I can get behind. Technically, it's 800 million. No, it's not. Technically, it's 81 cents. No, it's not. Technically, I'm a little drunk. That one, I got no problem. I got no problem with that technically.
Just got to meet up. All right, technically speaking, I'm drunk, but that's besides the point. Just got to meet up with Princess Bravo now, and then I'm gonna head home. Then we're gonna do a live or everything else like that, some videos. So look at the sexy people. Anyway, I know I was going home, but the sangria looks so good. So, let me just get through this little walkway here. And
he sure is stalling quite a bit here. Just fucking say it, Lou. God damn.
2 seconds. Let me get myself through here. Alright, okay. 2 seconds. He got his hands on, like, dude, I'm from the fucking hood, like, for real. I'll smack the fuck out of you. Anyway, when you love me like this, when you fuck me like that. Oh, man. Anyway, listen, side note. I haven't had that much drinks. I want to put something out there. The thing about the coins that people don't understand, I want 100% for the people in AMC. Like, I mean, I got my things. I want to get the fuck out. I want to make my money, whatever. I know the Moass is dead. I know we'll have a little bit of a run. The Moass, I mean, you hold long enough, you can build it, but then they could drop shares again. I guess the problem I have overall is that there's a lot of people that won't let AMC die. But AMC is no longer the AMC we all got involved in. I'm all cool with getting AMC to end, people making some money. That's the reason why I introduced the coins. You can't, listen, outside of me, you cannot say you cannot find information to support the fact of what I'm telling you on those coins. I just want to make sure everybody gets taken care of.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
To make back the
no idea.
As an AMC. So I got a big heart. I want to take care of people. I don't make any
big heart. Take care of people.
Super chat me. Come to my Discord. I don't give a fuck about that. Anyway, going to the JW. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna get home. Then we're gonna some videos, and I'll try to do a live. I'll try to do a live tonight. But that sangria was pretty strong. So.
Technically speaking, I'm drunk, but you know, hey, not that drunk. Now, I got a question though. Is Rance drunk? I don't know. You know, in the rush to get out shocking, quote unquote, shocking content, to put out shocking video titles, for example, sometimes facts and truth go out the window. What am I talking about? Well, I just happened to see this. Video title come through here. AMC insiders quit. Insiders quit. Now, we went through the document a little bit ago in the stream. You guys were here, or some people were. And I didn't see anything about insiders quitting, but let's see what Morance's hot take on this is. Maybe he's right, and I overlooked where they're quitting. Let's find out.
So AMC dropped a proxy vote, and you know they actually withheld this from the shareholder meeting that they should have had this summer, but they were holding off until the conversion was done. But it looks like, to me, after reading all the provisions that they're trying to do, it actually looks like they're planning their exit. If you read proposal number, I believe down here, number 5, it's here, limited liability for certain officers. Additionally, they have an amendment for stockholders' ability to call special meetings, written consent. All that means is they're lifting the limitations you have as a shareholder, meaning that you can call them out. You can hold a special meeting. You can get them fired.
So they did that because they want retail investors to fire them. The board of directors intentionally loosened the restrictions placed on retail investors for calling shareholder actions and special meetings. The board lifted that restriction intentionally so that retail investors could fire them. That's what I'm getting from what he's saying. And I don't think that that's the reason why they would do something like this. I think taken as of course you can cherry pick number fucking 5 if you want to, that's fucking retarded. You look at this whole thing as a package. I know that's hard for somebody like this to see a big picture actually composed of facts, but that's what you need to do. So taken as a whole here, a more realistic way to view this is taken as a whole. All of these changes give the sense that the company is sensitive to retail investors, yes, but it also makes the company more attractive for an acquisition, or more specifically, to be acquired, to be bought. So, the declassified board, the modern, and that's really what a lot of these provisions, the hoops that they have to jump through to put a proposal and call a meeting, those are old-fashioned, they're anachronistic terms in these types of things. It's not generally, it's not friendly to retail investors. They're just putting themselves more in line with, a more modern approach. But where are we getting insiders quit?
It looks like they want out. They don't want to be here any longer, and that's the way it looks like it to me. And of course, at the very bottom, if these don't go through, they have the ability to hold another meeting so that they do go through. I don't know who opens himself up this way. They were a
where does it say that?
Like a bulletproof vest for these insiders themselves, and
where does it see that?
Themselves, leaving room for shareholders to get at them. It looks like a setup to me. And of course, golden parachutes all around, and it's only going down. This stock, this company, I told you it's bankruptcy. That's what it looks like from here. And yeah, we'll see how it all plays out.
Good I knew that he would try to say that this, looks like bankruptcy, yada, yada. Maybe it does. Maybe not. I mean, I'm not going to claim to know, but I'm just saying, the thing is, what these types of actions generally have the effect of doing. We can look at that. We can, make some inferences, but, insiders quit? No, not a single fucking insider quit. Not a single insider wants to quit. They're declassifying the fucking board. And then all of the other changes flow from that. I mean, yeah, I get it. AMC's a shit stock, it's a shit co. But that doesn't mean that fucking retards like Morant's Rants should be just as bad as the other grifters. And I'm going to say this kind of misinformation, quick glossing over of facts, not reading things thoroughly. I mean, for as much as this clown wants to sit there and have this type of elitist attitude, it belongs on Super Stonk, which, by the way, has collapsed just about as much as the fucking stock has. GameStop stock. That subreddit is dead. Thank God. You're missing the point. And it also calls into question your analytical skills that have led you to be such a firm believer in GameStop. In other words, if you're this fucking stupid, now we know that, why would anybody fucking listen to you? Why? And by the way, since we're talking about boards, should we talk about Ryan Cohen? Should we talk about someone who legitimately has a case potentially for being sued for something akin to theft on a pump and dump of fucking Bed Bath & Beyond, but it still won't be. He still won't be, and probably shouldn't be, because again, these people willingly did this. They excitedly did it. They thought that, oh yes, he's going to save us. Did he save? No. He saved his own ass. Hold on one second here. So we've got a KC Shaw clip. And I think that maybe we should just end on this one. But yeah, I mean, I obviously have no problem with people dunking on AMC or its board or anything else, for real. But trying to get that edgy headline, trying to get the that shocking video title, just makes it that more clownish. Especially when you don't even fucking know what they're talking about, what they're doing. Now, I learned about it before I talked about it. I made sure that I knew something about it before I talked about it with respect to the board. And I certainly didn't come out and say, oh, look, they're quitting. No, I said, no, actually, they're putting all the same fucking people on for another year, which is the truth. So, fuck you, Morantz. You're such a fucking idiot. Grifter. And yes, GameStop's revenue was lower in the most recent fucking quarter that they fucking reported. by the way. That's suspiciously absent from all of your content that I've seen. Revenue's lower. That's super bullish, man. Let me tell you. Super fucking bullish, especially the collectibles. Let me tell you. Okay. If you're gonna try to bust the grifters, stay in your fucking lane. Okay? You can't fucking hang. You can't hang. You can't fucking hang. And you don't even want me to start talking about GameStop. You don't want me to. All right. Casey Shaw. What to say about him?
Maybe no. It does look like there's some bond purchases that are going through here because you can actually look at recent trades. So I do see. Oh, I'm actually looking at the. Okay, I see what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at the Series B note 5.875. Let me just verify if that's the correct one I'm supposed to be looking at here. Give me
He's saying that you could see bond. What?
That may not be the right one.
Yeah, let me pull up the bonds on my Weeble account.
It's supposed to be the. Maybe 2.95.
What in the fuck?
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can't pull up the. Now I can't unfortunately show you. Like I said, I can't show this to you guys. Last night when I was pulling this up, for whatever reason, my broker told me, made me sign a waiver stating that I would not share this information.
What?
With anybody, and I don't want to violate anything that I agree to. And so I'm not going to show you the numbers, but I can at least tell you that there's something that either exists or does not exist.
Oh, give me a fucking break. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? My broker made me sign a waiver stating that I wouldn't share the information that they gave me. Give me a fucking break. What a narcissistic motherfucker. So, you know, trust me, bro, is what you're saying, essentially. I talked to my broker, and they told me this, but they said I can't show you the proof. Yeah, because that sounds like something they would say, you know. That sounds absolutely like something that a fucking financial services company would say to a customer. God fucking damn it. What an idiot. God. How do you find this shit, man?
I'll try and work on this when I go on break and see if there's not something that I can pull up.
Go on break
and share with you guys.
Oh, like.
But I'm not going to work on it right now because I'm past the time to get through these numbers here. But let me. I'm still trying to pull up the same because I can see the same screen. I'm getting it pulled up on my phone, no problem. But for some reason, when I'm pulling it up on the computer, it doesn't want to pull it.
Because you're using because China.
I'll have to try and figure out what's going on with this a little bit later.
Yeah, because you're using a fucking 5-star brokerage there, Casey. I mean, come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Let's 1 second here. Fade this shit out to black for a second. I'm trying to find something. Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah, I'm still here for a second. Well, anyway. Now, anybody remember this one? I think I do. I think I do, but we're going to end with this one here. All right. I will see you guys on Sunday.
Yes. I'm Andy Jacob, president of Worldwide Financial, with the easiest way to borrow money ever. It's Worldwide's Freedom Loans, where we've lowered our credit restrictions for 5 days so we can say yes to cash fast to virtually every homeowner who needs it, no matter how bad your credit. So call Worldwide right now at 1-800-807-YES. That's 1-800-807-YES, and we'll say yes to your loan right on the phone right now.
You can't kill Michael Myers!
Cash fast when you need it most.
It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch.
What do you fucking want from me?
Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven a complete imbecile in the matter. Okay, so...
Man, fuck you. I think you a bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
And rest in peace, Tony Twits.
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or
I don't know.
What are you saying?
It's what you said. What did you say?
First they think you're crazy, then they fight you.
I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
I don't either.
And then all of a sudden you change the world.
Good night.